Hello, everybody. It is Jackie from Pocket of Preschool, and we are going to talk all about ideas and activities for a summer theme in your classroom. So a lot of the activities I'm going to show are all on the blog. So if you want to more details on anything, you can go check that out after you see all the cool stuff. And then you can shop all the printables in my store. So without further ado, let's get started. So I like to have my theme in every center in my classroom. So I like to, we do it for 2 weeks, up to a month. It depends on the theme and how much the kids are interested. So I do it in every center, dramatic play, science, blocks, all the places. So I'm going to share ideas with you for every center so the lesson planning is done for you. So we're going to start with the writing or the library center. So, okay, in my library center, I always have, now my library center has a pocket chart on the wall. So I put word cards in there and I do uppercase and I have also a lowercase set of word cards. I know these are backwards for you guys. Sorry about that. So I have those in the pocket chart, and then I always have themed paper, and I do half size just because for my pre-K friends, they don't need lines yet. So, and they don't need a giant piece of paper. So I love these half pages. In my summer unit, you can grab these, and it also comes with a full page and full lined paper as well for my kindergarten teacher friends. So I also like to always have some kind of tracing worksheet so they can work on some handwriting and letter formation. And if you are not a worksheet teacher, put that in a dry erase pocket and you can reuse it over and over. Also, I love to have a little cup of stickers just for some fine motor. I literally just cut up the sheets I have and kind of put them in a little cup. And then if you have any teacher pens, since it's summer, that are almost done, or you're gonna get new ones next year, put those out in a little bucket and they will go bananas for your teacher pens. And don't forget to put out those student name cards. These are a freebie in my store and on my website. So make sure you put those out so they can write letters to their friends those last few weeks of school. Now, this is what I always have. Now, I like to always have some kind of other fun way to write. So you should totally try this. So I take pencil boxes and and I put kinetic sand in them. And then, I don't know about you, but stamps kind of drive me a little bonkers because of the ink. It kind of gets everywhere. So I have these, they're from Amazon. Everything is linked at my storefront, but you can do uppercase, you can do lowercase, you can put out both sets, whatever you want to do. But what they're going to do is they're going to stamp the letters in the kinetic sand. And look, lots of great fine motor work. They're going to push, and then put it back. And look, you can kind of see. And yes, it will get a little bit of ink if there is ink on your stamps in your sand, but look. It just goes away. You won't even notice it's in there. But it's a really fun way for them, a different fun way for them to make words and write B-E-A-C, we need an H. And look, they're gonna push. And they have the word beach. Now, you see I have a shell in there, so they can also write in the sand. So they could erase this, and look, they're gonna smush it, and they're gonna erase, oh my goodness. They're gonna smush it and they can erase it. It's a great way to add sensory into those centers, especially those last few weeks of school when they are excited for it to be the end of the year just as much as us and get outside. So they smush it and then they smash it, and then they can use the shell to write in the sand. Now, it's a little bit harder to see, but we just want them using some kind of small tool to write. So they won't be able to see it perfectly, but it's the practice that counts, right? So there's a little shell in there. So again, pencil box, kinetic sand, and look. So you could literally have that in the center. And then if you have any colored kinetic sand, you could put that in there too. I did these before I did the video, so you guys could kind of see. I did this one in lowercase, so you can see it. Whoop, that fell. And again, I have the shell in there so they can write in the sand if they want to. And again, I just keep 1, 2. You don't need a bunch. If some of the pencil boxes will stack, You can have 2, you can have 4, like you don't need them for everyone because maybe all of your kids won't do this, but this is a really fun option to have in your writing center for that end of the school year or a summer theme, because a lot of kids hopefully will go to the beach or get at least see maybe some kind of sand or play in the sandbox, something like that. So put that in your writing center for a fun way to make words and practice and explore letters. Okay. So that is your writing center. So another fun thing that sometimes I know some teachers like to put in their writing center is a fine motor craft. And I say craft because this is a craft. It's not art. Well, kind of, but not open-ended art, right? It's a craft. So you can give them this, and then it will turn into this. Just put the strips of paper out, and don't forget to have those bounce back scissors, so that way they bounce back open. So that way if a student is struggling using regular scissors, or maybe their hand is getting tired, they can finish the activity and do bounce back scissors. My other trick is if this is taking a really long time, make your strips thicker. So that way they don't need as many to cover it up, or maybe make the green ones a little bit thinner, and you can make the yellow ones a little bit fatter. So again, they can fill it up quicker, and it's a really fun fine motor craft. You can cut it out, they can cut it out, or they can go home with it on the paper, just like this. So a really fun fine motor craft. And again, all these printables are in my summer centers unit in my store. So if you want to grab it. So that is a fun fine motor craft that you can put in your fine motor center. It's fun to do in the morning as like a kind of coming into school table time activity. That's really fun too. I have a name activity I'm going to show you next. So this one is a freebie on my blog. So after you watch the video, hop over there and enter your email, or we'll put it at the bottom of the post, sorry. Put your name in and we'll email this to you. So what it is they're going to make a sun name craft. So what they're going to do is you're going to give them a blue piece of paper. They're going to write the name on the sunshine, and then each letter is going to have a sun ray. So like here is Tristan, here is Charlie, and again, this friend is writing in uppercase because that's where she is at. And this friend is writing in lowercase. They can write at their own level. You can also write it in pencil and then they can trace it. Don't forget to put out the name cards. I do lowercase on one side, uppercase on the other. So that way they're differentiated. I don't have to have 2 sets. And then they can make their name, either trace it after you did it with a pencil, or use their name card for support, or they can write it independently. Again, a really fun way for them to practice writing their names. And this is a freebie on my summer theme blog post. And again, just put your link in at the bottom, or put your email in at the bottom of this, and we will get that to you. So, and wouldn't this be just the cutest bulletin board for the end of the year? Like, so cute. And it's really great for their portfolios too, because it shows how well they do with fine motors. And don't forget to put those regular scissors and bounce back scissors in. All right, so another fun writing activity is I have a read, build, write. This one has a bubble theme. So it has a worksheet with it. This is the one I showed you in the writing center, but this is the worksheet that goes with this activity. I usually pull any letter formation worksheet and put it in my writing center. So this is in a dry erase pocket. What they're gonna do is pick a letter, E, and they can read it, they can write it, and then they can also build it. So I just have these gems. So you could also do Play-Doh. Sometimes by the end of the year, I feel like the kids are kind of bored with Play-Doh. So maybe try something else. That's why I also had the kinetic sand out. So they can do it with gems. Any pom-poms, any blue manipulative you have will work. So they read it, they write it, and then they build it. Again, really, really fun. It also comes with lowercase, whatever you want, or whatever level your students are at. And then don't forget, you can also put out the skinny dry erase markers as well. So that's really fun. Now, if your kiddos are ready for sight words, I got you. So what they're going to do is they are going to pick the word card, and then they are going to build it with the bubble letters, and then they're gonna write it on the lines. And again, they can use a dry erase marker. And this activity also comes with a worksheet, so that way they can record it on here if you want them to. Totally up to you to use it or not use it. And again, there's a ton of sight words. There's also blanks word cards, so that way maybe you could also do this with student names. Yeah, and it's so fun. And here's the lowercase set. And again, you could also use the lowercase set on the Read, Build, Write, just doing letters. Up to you. So fun. Okay, so that's the Read, Build, Write game. All right, so this is a syllable game. So it's a clap and build. And again, it has a worksheet with it. You can use it or not use it, whatever you want to do. So this one, you're going to need cubes. So we have a whole bunch of words on there, and they're going to say the word, clap it, and then build how big that word is. So sunscreen, 2. And they'll build how big it is. Watermelon, 4. And they will build how big it is. So they will also visually see how big the word is. So if the word has a lot of letters, it'll probably be a tall or a big word, right? Butterfly, butterfly. And any cubes you have will work. If you also have Legos, that will work too. Bubbles, bubbles, 2. And they will just keep building until their whole board is full. Again, another really fun way to build that knowledge of breaking apart words and kind of manipulating all those sounds. Really fun game to play. So that is clap and build. So this one is for all your kiddos who love to play sports over the summer, because there's a lot of summer sports. So there's a couple ways to play this. So you can do it as a dotted game, and there is baseball and soccer. You could also, where's my markers? They could also, and oh, I forgot to, there is uppercase and lowercase. They could also, and it comes with the little letter card, so they could pick a letter card, G. I'm gonna write it upside down. They have to find it. They can also trace it if they want. Or if you have some sports mini erasers, they could cover it up. Okay, or you could have them trace it and then cover it up. So this one is A. So I'm gonna find A, it's right here. I'm gonna trace it, and then I'm gonna cover it up. Or they can just cover it up. Or they can pick it and dot it. And again, we have soccer and baseball. We have uppercase and lowercase. You know what letters, what your students need to practice. So put out the one that they need to practice, or maybe you want to put out both and let them choose what they want to pick. Again, you can do dot it, they can trace it, or they can cover it up. Whatever you want to do. And some years, my students love dotted games. Some years, they love using mini erasers. You know your class. So pick the thing that they love. Because if you pick what they love, they'll be more engaged. All right, so this one is a paper plate activity. I love paper plates because it's a really fun way to make things really, really engaging. So I know at like the Dollar Tree, there's like watermelon plates. So just write the letters on the outside, and what they can do is they are going to clip the clothespins. I just have it like a DIY set of clothespins. I do lowercase on one side, uppercase on the other. They're not fancy, but they work. If you have like the fancy set, that's good too. Amazing for you. You can also do it if you have yellow plates and it kind of looks like a sunshine, but the Dollar Tree has a bunch of these. I think there's like lemons and watermelons, all kinds of fun summery things right now. So they will pick E and they can clip it on. And again, I do uppercase on one side and Oh my goodness. Lowercase on the other. So I'm going to cheat here so you guys can kind of see what it looks like. Again, super, super simple. You could also just do, like, make letter puzzles with these. I have a whole blog post and a whole video all about games you can do with paper plates. So if you want more ideas on paper plates, you can hop over there and watch that. Don't forget, you can also make a number set too. And you guys can practice numbers. So many fun options for summer. So, so fun. And don't forget, when they are using those clothespins, it's a lot of great fine motor work as well. So in the summer, I know a lot of people go fishing. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. So I have a magnet on here and they stuck to the bottom of my tray. Okay, so I have this fishing for letters. So I don't have them in order and I only have 6 letters out. Now, maybe you teach kinder and you want to have more out. That works too. You don't always have to have the entire alphabet out for a game to be fun and successful. Put out the letters that maybe your students need to work on. Maybe you're using your assessments and you notice, like I know a lot of the ESGI assessments, the letter knowledge ones, will give you a report on what letters the students do not know and maybe pull those out. So again, we're using our assessments to guide our instruction. So pick out the letters for the fish that match and put a little paper clip on them. And then to make it a little bit more fun, I just put some pom-poms in there. Make sure it's something that isn't magnetic. And then they are going to fish for a letter. So we have B, ball. And then they can put it on the thing. And then get another one or 2, B. And another one, F. Now you could also put actual magnet letters in here too. Oh my goodness, we're gonna pretend I got a magnet letter. B. You could also put sound magnets in here. We're gonna pretend I got this one. D. Right? So they can fish for the letters and it's so fun. Again, we're doing super easy, simple things to make activities more engaging for our students. So that way, if they are more engaged, they attend to the activity longer, they engage more in conversations with their friends, which means they will learn and hopefully that skill or that knowledge will stick that one time, right? So fishing for letters, again, so much fun. You can also, if you want, if you don't want to do the magnet thing, you can like put out a piece of string and some clothespins and they can put the fish on the clothespins. That's fun too, in ABC order. Kind of like, you know, they're fishing and they put them in ABC order. So fun. Okay. So many fun things to do. So those are all of the literacy activities I have for you. But I just wanted to show you there are a few more in the unit. But I'm not going to take the time to show you real quick. So there are flip-flop rhymes. So jar, star, ring, swing, and then there's some pink ones. So there are flip-flop rhymes included. There is also a letter sort. So we have like uppercase and lowercase, holes, no holes, and we have all the letters. And it does come with worksheets, so you can do it that way too. All right. Oh, and then the other fine motor activity that comes in the unit I didn't get to show you yet, or I didn't show you, are these sun feeling mats. So you can laminate them and then they can use a dry erase marker. So they will pick a sun feeling. Maybe they are going to do a sleepy. Whoa, I picked up a bunch. Sleepy. And then they can draw the sleepy feeling. There's a ton of feelings included. Again, we got to work on that social emotional component too, because feelings are tricky. And what better way than to use a dry erase marker, because then we are strengthening those fine motor muscles as well. So you ready for some fun math activities? Okay. Oh, let me talk about manipulatives first. I totally forgot. So, oh, and I have the letter activity behind me too. So, noodles. We all love pool noodles. There's so many fun things you can do with pool noodles. So these, look what I did. I wrote letters on them. So this is like a whole letter set of pool noodles. Now, you probably only need to buy like one of each color. So again, it's not a super expensive manipulative. You can do uppercase, lowercase. Okay. You can also, they can make their name with them. Like, we're just gonna pretend. And, oh, there we go. I spelled one. Okay, sometimes it's tricky to find these letters on the spot. Amy, so you could do a letter match. You could have them spell names. You could have them spell sight words. You could have them make the alphabet in a big giant tower and see how tall they can get it. So they can just pick a letter. X, B, B, M, M. And they can just pick letters and make stacks. S, J, J, E, F, F. And they can see how it's wobbling. Like, wouldn't that be so much fun? How much fun would that be if this was your morning activity one morning where they literally, you just had these all over the table and all they had to do was pick a letter and say the letter name or a sound, or if you're in kinder, maybe a word that begins with that. And they do it until it falls over. Like, so much fun. And look, if it falls over, no one's getting hurt. That's the best part. Okay, so you can do pool noodle letters. And then also, you could also do number letters. Or number pool noodles. Oh my goodness. So, these, I did one with the numeral and one with the dots. So, 7. So that way they would have to match them. 9. And again, do you see I only bought 4 pool noodles. That's all I bought. And you can make all of these fun things with them. And if you really love this activity, 1 with 1. Guess what? I have an entire video all about activities with pool noodles. I know you're shocked. I can talk about anything forever, right? But it's really fun. There's also a blog post on it too on the blog. So again, we want to learn through play and have a blast. And I'm having fun with these. So imagine how much fun your pool noodles. Okay, so you can make letter pool noodles. You can make number pool noodles. You can also, I have a whole box. Okay, so I did buy 2 of each color because I have extra. You can also lace them. Like, how much fun. Great hand-eye coordination. You see how I'm using my shoulder muscles, so I'm building those upper arm muscles, and we have to have strong big muscles in order to have strong little muscles for us to write and do all of those amazing things for us to write and draw. We need strong fingers and strong wrists and strong hands. And this is a really fun way to do that. And again, you could also make patterns. You can put these in the sensory table too with like just water. And all I did was I just tied a ribbon on the end for one. They could also sort them. You could have them put all the blue ones on here. Oh, I have a black one in there. Like one. I have all the blue ones on there. All the red ones on here. So much fun. You could also do these with shaving cream. Like we do like with pattern blocks. You could put shaving cream with these. So much fun. So many endless ideas for pool noodles because in the summer, students are going in the pool and they're playing in the water and hopefully they're having a blast, and pool noodles are just the thing they think of when they play in the water. So, pool noodles are fun. Oh, I forgot this. So, we love butcher paper. Well, I know you guys love butcher paper activities too. So, this one's gigantic. So, butcher paper activities are gigantic activities you put on gigantic pieces of paper. Like the paper you have in your teacher workroom, or like the butcher paper you get in the olden days at Butcher. You can do so many things. So this one is ice cream. So you draw it, and then all they're gonna do is match it. So I'm sure I won't be able to find the one that are close to me, but you get the idea. So they would find a letter and then match it, and then find a letter and match it. And then, oh, I found one. Find a letter and match it. Again, I just have this little bucket of small letters. You can also use letter beads. You could also, if you wanted to, you could put out small beads, because at this point in the year, we can put out smaller manipulatives and they can build the letter on top of there. Again, so many things you could do with that. But again, we are just building, and as they're building, I'm sure they're talking about it. They're going, oh my gosh, there's a J. My name is Jackie. It starts with J. Oh, Jessica, your name starts with J too. J, Jill, Jack. And they're going to be having these amazing conversations about letters, learning from each other, and having a blast. And hopefully that's the time that skill will stick, right? It takes less time to learn a skill if it's through play versus through a boring rote task like a worksheet. But again, use whatever letter manipulative you have. I love these because they're free. You can also keep these. You can fold them up, keep them for next year. And you could do this with anything. You could do like popsicles, whatever you wanted. All right, so we're just gonna throw it over there. Also, don't forget to look in your closet for any other summary like manipulatives that maybe you've forgotten about. Maybe you have these like number popsicles. These are from Learning Resources. I love these. They go to 10. I know they have like a mini set of these now. This one's heavy. These are from Lakeshore. They are the ice cream cones. So they find the number and then they stack that many. Again, we are going to get out what we have in our closets and we're going to use what we have because we need to use all the things we have. And I think, at least for me, a lot of times I forget what I have in my closet. So this is your reminder. Go look in your closet to see what you have before you go out and buy more stuff. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9. So much fun. Again, you could also turn these around and then do patterns with these as well. So fun. Oh my goodness. So grab your summer manipulatives and do that. And make a fun number activity with it. Okay, you ready for another one? Okay, this one is a tray activity. So all of these ice cube trays you see at the dollar store, grab them. Oh my gosh, are these? Question for you, tell me in the comments. Do you think these are pizzas or watermelon? Because I clearly thought they were watermelon, but you could totally pass these off as pizzas too. So if you do a pizza theme, now we have trays for them. Just thought about that. Love the random things, I think. Okay, so grab your silicone ice cream trays. And again, you could have any of them. Maybe you have the flamingo ones or the butterflies or pineapples. There's a ton that are out there. And we're going to use what we have. So you can either just have them fill it up. And these are just black beans. So obviously I'm pretending these are watermelon seeds. You could just have them work on fine motor and they can just fill it up. That can be the whole activity. Or you can add a dice. A way I like to differentiate with dice is my wood dice. I made these. They just have 1, 2, 3 on them. So my 3-year-olds can play a game and be successful and not get frustrated. So 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 2. Ooh, I missed. Okay, and then, or you can put out a dice that goes up to 6. And then don't forget to also, those dice that have numerals on them, put those out as well. Sometimes I like to put out options of dice on the tray so that way they can pick them. 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 2. And these are just some mini eraser dice. I have. Sorry. Spilling things. You could also use pom-poms if you have pom-poms. 1, 2. I always like to have students count in their hand. So if they roll 2, 1, 2. Stop. and recount. 1, 2, I have 2, because it's really tricky sometimes for that skill to stick where the last number they counted means the total quantity they have. So again, if they're just doing this 1, 2, 3, 7, 11, they're not gonna have that kind of hard stop. So I have them count in their hand and I have them go 1, 2, stop. 2, I have 2, 1, 2. And they can put them in. And I always add tweezers to add in a little bit more fine motor. And these are at the Dollar Tree right now. And again, do you think they're pizzas or watermelon? Tell me what you think. I originally thought watermelon, but I'm kind of thinking they're pizzas. And there's also a printable puzzle in my unit. So it's just them going together. So this will be a fun activity to kind of put out together. I'm just going to do some of these pretty quickly for you guys. And it goes up to 20. So that way you can do all of them. And it's so fun. I just have them out to 10 because that's all that we were working on. I think it goes up to 20. Let me double check. Yes, it does. This game goes up to 20. So my kinder teachers, if you want to work on those T numbers, you can just put out puzzles, 11 to 20, or my preschool pre-K teachers just put out 1 to 6 or 1 to 10 or 1 to 12 or 1 to 15. Put out the numbers that you guys are working with, and there you go. You could also too have them put the number of seeds, again, like those black seeds are watermelon seeds, or you could use pom-poms, whatever you want to do, just to add another kind of counting component too. But so fun. So number puzzles are always a hit. Now, I know a lot of us have puppets. So again, we are going to use what we have. So grab those if you have maybe some summer poppets, or maybe you just have poppets that are summer colors. Grabbing my dice. So poppets are great because it's like a tray. It's a roll and fill too. So there, and roll the dice. 1. And the strawberry has black seeds, just like a watermelon. And then maybe they're roll the dice again. 2. 1, 2, 2. I have 2. 1, 2. 1, 2, and then they can fill it up. And if you have any strawberry mini erasers, you can put those out too. You can also put out tweezers. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Or if you are just wanting them to work on fine motor, and maybe it's like an end of the day task, and they've worked really hard for you all day, maybe it's just a fill game. And again, just put out whatever ones you have that are summery. You could also, maybe you have some ocean ones, some ocean poppets. That would be really fun to put out for summer too. Okay. All right, so this is a lemonade game. Give me 1 second. I'm going to get it all set up. So if I was playing this in my classroom, I would probably have little buckets for these. So I would have these in little buckets. But sometimes when I have little buckets, it's hard for you guys to see what's going on in the video. So this is a lemonade count game. So we have our glass of lemonade, and we have ice and lemons, and there is a number line at the bottom. So that way, if they don't recognize the number, they can count on the bottom to figure out what number it is. So they pick how many ice cubes and how many lemons. So 4 lemons, 1, 2, 3, 4, and they put them in there. And then 6 ice cubes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and they put their ice cubes in. And now they have a yummy glass of lemonade, and they can drink it, and it's all gone. Again, we are trying to make counting really, really fun, so this is a fun way to do it. If you don't have these cubes, just use blue pom-poms, or you could also use cotton balls for your ice cubes. Now, maybe you want to work on addition. These have worksheets with them too, both of these activities. Like there's the addition one, but you don't have to use them if you don't want to. So this is the addition option. So they are going to add and make up a number sentence and add it up. So we're just gonna pretend I already counted those out. And they're gonna go 6 plus 4 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then they can write it 10 with their dry erase marker. So now we are working on that informal addition, or informal addition when we're not writing the number sentence, we're working on addition when we are writing it down, right? So again, a really fun, exciting game. You can also put out tweezers with this one too, for them to work on that fine motor. All right, another catch the bugs game, or a counting game. This one comes in color or black and white, because some years your students are going to love dotted numbers or dotted games, and some years they are going to love where they use manipulatives. Different years, different kids like different things. It's okay. That's why there's options in my units. So they roll the dice. 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And then they fill up their bug jar. Now you can put these in like a bucket, and then, or like another tray, and like put them in like that Easter grass. That would be really fun. You could also put out tweezers with them. So they roll the dice. 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And they'll go, oh my gosh, how many are all together? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 bugs. So again, that's informal addition when we're not writing out in a number sentence, but really, really fun. And again, you can use a 1 to 6 dice. You can use your DIY 1 to 3 dice. You can also, for my kinder teachers, especially since it's spring, you can use 2 dice. So they roll both of them. 1 plus 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And they can put them in there, and they can fill up their bug jar. Or they can use the dotted marker with the dice, 1 dice, or 1 to 3 dice, or the 2 dice, and then they can play it that way too. Another fun counting game. All right. So this game has so many options. So these are just number cards. So there's so many things you can do with number cards in your classroom. This set goes up to 30. I typically don't use up to 30 when I'm with my little preschool friends, but maybe your kids are ready for that. So you can have them first by putting them in number order. You can also tape this to the table or the center that you're in. And sometimes for a morning activity, I have them walk in and their numbers are all the way down the table in the middle. And I have manipulatives out. And then what they have to do is count that many. So, and you can do, again, use whatever you have. So if you have seashells, so you could do seashells 1, 2, 3. And then 1, 2, 3. What I really like is that you can do it above or below, so that way more kids can come in and do it. Again, use whatever oceany manipulatives you have. You can also use cubes if you have cubes. 1, 2, 3, 4. And again, that's also a great way to show how to represent numbers different ways. So you do them in like a number stack with individual items, all kinds of fun different things. But this is a really fun game to do. You can also do high-low with these cards. So high-low is war. So what they do is each kid gets a set of cards. Now, for my 3-year-old class or my pre-K friends, this game does take some practice, but once they get it, they have so much fun with it, especially since they can do it at home with mom and dad or grandma and grandpa or whoever they want to play with. So each kid flips over a card. I'm going to play you. Okay, ready? And we always go 1, 2, 3, flip. And then I flip mine and you flip yours. And we say, who has more? 7 or 3? 7 is more. 7 is bigger. So I get to keep the cards. All right, ready? Do it with me. 1, 2, 3, flip. And we're gonna flip it over. I have 2. You have 4. 4 is bigger. You get to keep the cards. And then we keep playing. And when you're first playing high-low, I love teaching kids high-low. It's a really fun game, especially since it's a game they can play at home because most families have a deck of cards. If not, they can make some with like index cards or just by cutting up some pieces of paper. Really, really fun, but they don't have to do it to 10. If you have 3-year-olds, just use cards 1 to 5 or maybe 1 to 8. Think about what numbers your kids can identify and how high they can count. You can also put a number line out so they can count on the number line to kind of check and see which one is bigger. Or like if you teach kinder, you're obviously going to be able to put out a higher number of cards because that's what level your students are at. So many fun games you can do with this. And in the unit, there are even more ideas you can do with these cards. And it does come with worksheets. Again, it goes all the way up to 30. So many fun things. Okay. All right. So, you ready for a measurement activity? So this one is a non-standard measurement activity, which means we are measuring with not real measurement tools, right? Non-standard measurement, non-standard things. So, not normal measurement tools, right? So, I have these beach ball rulers. So they are going to measure with the beach balls. They're gonna count how many big. So this fishing pole is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It is 7 tall. And they can also use cubes. But I'm not gonna measure that one because it's gonna take a hot minute. So there's a whole bunch of summer things in there that they can measure. We're gonna measure one that's a little bit shorter. So we'll measure the sandcastle first. So that way we can actually check it out. Oh, that one is too big. So I need to take one off. This one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The sandcastle is 5 big. And maybe they're gonna compare which one is the biggest, which one is the smallest. The sandcastle is smaller than the fishing pole. All of that great math vocabulary happening. You can use cubes, you can use Legos, any kind of connecting thing you have works. Or if you have something like seashells, as long as they're all the same size, you could also use like these ice cubes. That would be really fun to stack and see how big they are. Any kind of manipulative works. So, non-standard measurement activity for summer. Here's a pattern one. Now I know you're shocked. It's ice cream patterns, right? So, they start with their ice cream cone. And then they scoop the pattern. So maybe it's going to be blueberry, strawberry, blueberry, strawberry. And I would have these, if I was teaching in my classroom, these in another little tray or in the middle of the table. So that way it's easier for your students to make the pattern. So they can do AB patterns, they can do AAB patterns, whatever pattern you are working on, they can make. And there's also a recording page with it. Put out the same color markers that are, the scoops are, and these scoops are blueberry, strawberry, orange, chocolate, and vanilla. So delicious. Now I want some ice cream. You could also put out cubes with it too, so they could make their patterns with cubes as well to add a more hands-on piece. Or if you have some big pom-poms, they could make patterns with pom-poms too. All right. This is a graphing game. So it has a few different options. So we have different kinds of graphs. Oh, I shook you guys, sorry. We have a few different kinds of graphs. We have tally graphs and bar graphs. So for this game, you're gonna need a clear spinner, and they're going to spin it, of course, the one that's covered up, pail, and they are going to put that one on there. Or they can color it with a expo marker, but they just spin it and graph it. Oh, we got pail again. I probably should have put blue cubes out since it's a blue pail, right? but I did. And we're just gonna pretend I'm spinning. So that way they can be like, oh my goodness, there are 0 palm trees. And then maybe somebody's gonna spin a palm tree. Oh my gosh, now it's this, there's 1 palm tree and 1 crab. It's equal. Again, we're using all of those great math vocabulary words. Again, just a really fun, interactive way for them to explore data and graphing and all of that comparative language. There's also a black and white option so they can color it and then they can take it home. And again, there's also a tally graph, so that way. So there's 2 different spinners because there's different game board option, but they would spin it and then they can tally it. And again, there is a black and white option so they can take it home. Kids really love taking these graphs home. My students always wanted to take them home. They always wanted to do this one because they wanted to go home and show mom and dad, grandma and grandpa, whoever is at home with them, so they could see all the cool stuff they were doing. And I feel like, especially in the spring and summer, they really, really start to understand what graphs is and like start really understanding data more. So they're more successful with those activities. So it's really, really fun to do in the spring and summer. All right, ready for some STEM? So this activity is actually in the Centers Unit 2, but it's really fun to put in the Blocks Center. So in the summer, we build in the sand, right? Or we play in the sandbox. So grab some gold cups and make some sandcastle toppers out of them. So the activity that's included in the unit is for them to build a castle and then to move their little crab the different places. So you can also, if you don't want to do it in the Block Center, they can, oh, and then there's also a little blueprint page so they can draw what they built. So they can build their sandcastle. Right, we're just gonna pretend like this is my sandcastle. Okay, obviously they're probably gonna make it a little bit more exciting than mine. But again, all I did was cut the top, so it kind of looks like these pictures. And then don't forget, you can also put out seashells so they can decorate it. Maybe they're gonna have some shells around it. Okay, and this is just felt to kind of, make it a little bit more engaging. So it comes with these little crabs. If you have a little crab, like figurine, that works too. So you could say, put it between 2 parts of the sandcastle. So maybe they're gonna slide it in between. And then put it next to a seashell. And then you can put it next to, next to the seashell. Make it go through your sandcastle, and they're gonna go do, 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 and then we're gonna make their little crab go through the sandcastle. Put your crab outside the castle. So this would also be really fun to do for a small group. Do you see? Like they could each build their own little sandcastle with these cups, or you can use blocks too, any kind of thing. Make your crab go around, and everybody would be making their crab go around. But again, this is really great to put in the Block Center if you don't want to do like a STEM challenge all the time. Put it over. And there's a whole bunch included. And again, there is a piece of paper, or a blueprint page, so they can draw their sandcastle just like scientists do. Again, we're just working on those positional words and in a really, really fun and engaging way. Again, these are just gold cups and I cut some. And you don't have to cut a bunch. They don't need like a billion. And just some shells. So fun. Okay, so if you don't, could I drop more things? Probably could. Probably shouldn't say that. So if you don't want to, hold on. Okay, this is heavy. Okay, if you don't want to put that in the Block Center, maybe you want to do that for small group. In my STEM I Can Build unit, there is a summer pack. So there's roller coasters. So you could put these up in your Block Center. whole bunch of different summery things. There's like camping, just a whole bunch of things. But one thing that's really fun to do, because I know a lot of kids love to go to the water park or go to the regular park and go down the slide. So sometimes I know, especially kinder teachers do simple machines in the spring. So take some pool noodles, since we know we already bought some, cut them in half, and you can put these in the block center, and you can either put like a little Matchbox car, like little like metal cars, and they will go down the ramps, or you can put like ping pong balls up. Don't do marbles, because marbles are chokeable. We don't want anybody to choke. But you could put all of these fun challenges out, and they could do some really, or maybe they're gonna build a carnival with a whole bunch of different rides with all the different ramps. And again, I just cut it in half, and they can make it work. You can also put masking tape in there too. So that way they can tape it together, and it pulls, the masking tape will pull right off. So really, really fun, especially if you're doing simple machines in the spring. So fun and cheap. Kind of a little fun and cheap. Play-Doh tray. We have to have a Play-Doh tray. So I have a Play-Doh tray for every theme. It lives in my art center. It's played with probably almost every single day. And in my Play-Doh tray guide, this is the summer one, and it's a lot of the things you probably have or have grabbed from the Target Dollar Spot. Again, trays, if you have any of these summer trays, throw them in there, because they love putting the Play-Doh in all the little spaces. If you have any of these like summer toothpicks, they will put those in there. Or if you have any of like little palm trees, those are great to put in the Play-Doh. I like a little rolling pin. Don't forget scissors, because Play-Doh is a great way, especially for kiddos who don't like to use scissors. Like they may use scissors with some Play-Doh. You can use store-bought or homemade, whatever makes your heart happy, or if you have time for. If you have some little people, and if you can't tell, it's a pool party. This is kind of like a pool party themed little Play-Doh tray. These are just math counters. I love math counters for Play-Doh trays. And then we have some blue gems just from the Dollar Tree, so they can put some in water. And then if you have any summer little treasures, these are just the mini erasers I have. Or maybe you have some other like math manipulatives, you can put those in there. Or maybe I know some people have some like little buttons and things that they put in their Play-Doh tray. Or if you don't have these, you could put some seashells in there. That would work too. But it's kind of like a little pool party Play-Doh tray. So fun. And I know you're gonna ask, so there's a whole blog post all about Play-Doh trays, and I have like probably 60, 70 Play-Doh trays, one for every theme. There's bunches of videos on them too, if you wanna watch those after this. And there's a Play-Doh tray guide you can grab from my store. But they clean them up every time. Everybody has to share the materials. So it's a lot of great social skills, it's a lot of great problem solving, all the most amazing fine motor, tons of fun. So fun. And I love the Play-Doh tray guide. I put it on like a little book ring, so that way I can just check out, like, look how many. So many. We'll link the Play-Doh tray video for you guys, so you guys can go watch that if you want, because it's so fun. So grab all the things. Again, use what we have, or Target Dollar Spot, all the fun things. Okay. I really don't want to spill that one. Okay, so for your sensory, this is one option. Obviously, there's a bazillion options for summer. So this one, I kind of did pineapple, because I looked in my closet and I was like, I have lots of pineapple-y things. I have like I have like a bowl, I have a poppet, I have this tray, I have these little sticks. And then don't forget about these. They're like candy scoopers, but they're the same motion as scissors. And students love these. You can get them on Amazon. These are Lakeshore's brand, but any of them work. Oh, I got a pineapple. And that's literally what your kids are gonna go, oh my God, I got a pineapple. And they can stick it in there, like so much fun. And these are just like beans that I colored with paint. And then I had some itty bitty pom-poms. And I threw those in there, and I actually use this base for when I do a sports theme too, because it's kind of like the crowd, and the little pom-poms are like the crowd in the stands. But it's really great for pineapples too, because it's green and you have all the fun little yellow pineapple-y things. And then I put some little pineapple scoops in there, or pineapple scoops, green scoops, because it matches the pineapples, and that way they can use the little scoops and fill up the little trays. They like to fill up the little things. So fun. And then they can pop the pop it. And again, if you don't have the pineapple pop-it, it's fine. But if you have one, see how much fun pop-its are in the sensory table? So fun. Or if you have a yellow pop-it, put it in there. Or if you have a green pop-it, put it in there. So fun. Great fine motor, great. Just all the things. Sensory is great. Sensory tables are great for so many things. Like if you're using these scissor skills, we're exploring measurement tools, all the things. Okay, so that's sensory. Fun. And art. So, I have bubble painting. So, when I do bubble painting, I put you do soap and paint in the cup, and then they blow the bubble in the paint, and then I take the paper and I print, like push it on there like prints, because whenever I do the bubble painting and put it on the paper, it just gets soaked. So do this and make sure every kiddo uses a different straw, but it's so fun. So bubble painting for the art center, and I have one more activity for you. I saved one of my favorites for last. Hold on. I can't reach. It's so far away. Okay. Da-da-da. I'm back. No, this is a light table activity. And if you don't have a light table in your classroom, you can use these awesome light pads. They're really for drawing and art people, but we love them. Look how bright they get. Those are really bright. I'm just going to turn on a little bit because otherwise I turn into a ghost. Okay, so if you don't have a light table, again, these are like, it's a drawing pad. I have all of this linked to my Amazon storefront. So we're going to have 2 cups. And then I have a tray with lemons and limes and ice cubes. And my trays and my clear scoopers, they are from, you guessed it, the dollar store. So you could have this kind of like in between. If you have 2 light pads, you could put these in between. And then I like to have the clear scoops from the Dollar Tree, so that way they can scoop it up and put it in there. And they can, look how pretty that is. So pretty. And then they can sort it. They can sort it. Okay, these are a little tricky to pick up. These, doable. And then you have to have ice cubes. But it's so fun. Oh, I got it, kind of. But again, these are from the Dollar Tree. And then also, if you drink lemonade little jars, keep those, because you can put those on here too. And then this is that, look how pretty. This is that tubing, cut up obviously, from the Dollar Tree. So fun. So if you had a light table, you would probably, this is what I do. I put it all over because my light table has like a lip on it. But if you don't have a light table and you have a light pad like this one, hold on, you can just have it in the tray. So again, that way your light table does have like a lip and it's not just going all on the ground. Okay, so you would have this in between. Hold on. You would have this in between. And then you would have this on your light table. And again, these trays are from the Dollar Tree. And you could have your 2 cups. You could also have this in the middle. If you have a lime one, that's awesome too. And then they can try and get it to go in the bottle, which is tricky. It's a lot of upper arms. It's a lot of fine motor with the tweezers. They could also just put it in there. one at a time. And then they can scoop up some more and put it in the tray. Like, can you just imagine how much fun they would be having right now? Like, so much fun. But they are sorting, they are doing fine motor. Oh, when it's in the tray, like kind of on this, I can scoop it and grab it. So fun. And then light scoop. You could also add a dice to it. So they have to roll it and they get 5. And then they could do 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or not. You can just make it fun and more sensory and fine motor. But yeah, but these are all linked in my Amazon storefront. These are just like cups I had. These are from the dollar store, and all the clear stuff is from the dollar store. But yeah, or if you don't have these, you can always use just yellow and green pom-poms. Totally works too. Or if you have little gems, those would work too. Or any kind of like translucent things that are green and yellow circles, but they are so fun. So fun. Now, for the Science Center for summer theme, I typically do seashells. Like I have a whole shells science unit. I typically do that one. That one's really, really fun. I do have a simple machine science unit. So if you're doing simple machines, you have roller coasters, that works great with summer. So you can check either of those units out. And then for dramatic play, beach is really fun for the dramatic play center in the summer, or like something fun like taco shop or pizza shop. Those are really fun. And lemonade stand is going to be posted and released by the end of the week. So maybe you could do a lemonade stand. It'd be so fun. So yeah, switch your dramatic play out to make it as simple or as complex as you want. Your kids will love it no matter what. But I hope you love all of these awesome summer activities. Again, we have tons more videos about summer activities you can do for a summer theme. Check and search on the blog or in the video section or on YouTube. You can search summer. You'll see like summer light table activities, summer butcher paper activities. You'll see beach dramatic play. You'll see lemonade stand dramatic play soon. So yeah, so check all of that out if you need anything from us, and don't forget to grab that sunshine name freebie. You know where the links are. So I hope you guys have an amazing day, night, and I will talk to you guys very soon.